Good morning, Internet. I hope that you're all well. And before you ask, I haven't cut all my hair off. It's just at the back. I saved a bunch of your questions. I've just screenshotted them on my phone. And not in any particular order. So, this is going to be off the cuff. And I think I saved about 60. So, I'll just see how many I get through. Are you a tea person? Yes. I am a tea person. Delicious. I like the idea of coffee, but it makes me feel like I'm going to die, so I can't drink it. I like the beans and the grinding of the beans and, that process and steaming it really slowly with a percolator and all, but it makes me feel like I'm going to die. I get an impending sense of doom, like I feel really guilty for something that I haven't done, which isn't a way to start your morning. How do you feel watching yourself on TV? Is it weird? Yes, it is weird, so I don't do it. I don't really watch anything that I do. I think I've probably only seen a couple of episodes of Rain. I don't know, maybe you think that I watch it all, but I can't really do it. One day, when I'm in another bit of my life, I'll watch stuff back. I watch auditions back and stuff, but I don't know if it's helpful for me. Because I'm too critical. It's like when you're hearing your voice, when you hear your voice recorded and it's horrible. It's like that, but times a million. Which was your favourite cartoon when you were a child? Ren and Stimpy, probably. There was a bunch of weird cartoons in the 90s that were like amazing and not really for kids, like Cow and Chicken. Cow and Chicken is so surreal, and there's that like devil character in it who's always got his arse out and is like really, really camp and like putting his butt on things. What was that about? I watched that when I was about 8. And it's set in like a really bleak, surreal world where like the parents don't have any upper bodies. Odd. And Adventure Time Now, I think, is my favourite. Stranded on an island for a month, would you choose to be stranded with a philosopher, a scientist, or a musician? A month? Well, it's not forever, but still a musician, I think. Because what's a philosopher going to do? Just talk and talk. When you're stuck in that sort of situation, you want somebody useful. Philosophers are only useful for sitting around when things are easy, but once you have to, build a hut or a fire, having someone who's going, what, but why, how do we get here? You don't need that. Scientists maybe could be useful, but probably just a musician to while away the time. If I know that I'm going to be there for a month, it doesn't feel like I'm going to be stranded, really. That feels like I'm just going to be on a holiday. Who do you want to go on holiday with is really the question. And I want to go on holiday with a musician. How was it without any social media? It was good. It was good because you just think about experiences a bit different because you don't think, oh, I'm going to tell people about this. Like going to gigs and stuff, you don't feel like there's a part of you that's like, oh, well, maybe I should tell people that I'm watching this band or that I'm, take a picture. Don't take pictures at gigs. It's my one rule. Well, yeah, it's my one rule. There's a guy at the front whose job is to take the really, really, really good pictures. He's closer than you will get, and he's got a better camera than you. Just, if you want to see a picture of the gig, he's doing it for you. And everything's filmed anyway. And just listen to the music. I mean, stop getting your cameras out. Not saying anyone specifically, but stop doing it. Just enjoy it, basically. Just enjoy the moment. Current favourite book? I'm reading a book called The Vegetarian by Han Kang, who won the Man Booker Prize 2016. It's very good, about a woman who decides to be vegetarian and her husband doesn't understand it. I think it's set in South Korea. It's really good. Genuinely, though, how have you been? 2 kisses. I've been really well. I think one of the later questions is, what have you been doing? So I guess I can answer that at the same time. I've basically, for the last 7 months, been doing up my flat in London, which has been crazy. I've basically decided to do it myself, not just me, obviously, but me and a friend of mine. I wanted to get going and do the place up, and he said, well, we could start tomorrow. If you want to get sledgehammers, we can do it tomorrow. So we demolished the flat, and which took ages. Smashed basically, if you smash one wall down, then the ceiling sags, and you're like, oh, just knock that down. And then the next wall goes, and you're like, well, just knock that down too, and then you end up with nothing, apart from just a boiler room in the middle of it. And started building it again, and I managed to do that for about a month before he's like, we need a professional, because you'll keep putting things in upside down, and this is going to take forever. So got some guys in, and then they went away, and then I sort of took over again, and it's just been really long. But that's basically what I've been doing. I've been covered in some kind of dust for about a year. But it's finally done, and it looks really, really nice, if I say so myself. So then I'll put a picture up at some point, because I'm actually quite proud of it. That's what I've been doing. So how have I been? I've been incredibly stressed, crying, but it's all good now. Tell us about your character in The Last Kingdom. I cannot tell you about the character in The Last Kingdom, but I tell you, he speaks like this. Not really. I'm not allowed to say anything really. All I can say is that Francis, he is not. That's all I'm going to say about that. Do you think we could be living in a computer simulation? Yes, we could be. Doesn't really bear thinking about, but we could be living in a computer simulation. We could be living in the mind of a dog. We could be just. I read something about the universe might be some sort of hologram projected from a more dimensional universe. Doesn't really bear thinking about, to be honest. It's just those sorts of things. My mum told me that she used to say those sorts of things to her great grandmother. You know, why do we all here? What's the meaning of this? You know, life. And my great grandmother would say, "Don't think that. You'll go crazy." What did you do on your break from Twitter? Was it good? What did I do on my break from Twitter? I built a flat. I can't take all the credit. I say it like I was just there by myself doing it. There was other people around, but it was hands-on. That's what I'm saying. It was hands-on for me. Was it good? Yes, it was good. It was a learning experience. Would I do it again? Never. Why don't you have Snapchat? I do have Snapchat, but I don't use it really. I'm not just very good at maintaining, you know, a social life, if you can call it that. I don't know how to do it. Impress us with your Norwegian skills. Oop, I've got friends. Impress us with your Norwegian skills. Jeg vil gjerne ha et smørbrød med deg. I would gladly like to have a sandwich with you. What did you do on your vacation? Oh, everybody, you all want to know what I was doing. What was I doing? Yeah, just covered in dust somewhere crying, basically. Who's your favourite member of One Direction? I don't know. Derek? Have you seen Stranger Things yet? I'm addicted, but it gives me really weird dreams. Good. Enjoy the weird dreams. unless they're too weird, and then take some echinacea or. Wait, hang on a minute. Is that homeopathy? I don't want to endorse homeopathy because it's bollocks. Just drink some nice chamomile tea and you'll feel better. Have you seen Stranger Things? Yeah, it's really good. Anyone who hasn't seen Stranger Things, I would highly recommend it. I wasn't even around in the 80s, but it made me really want to be in the 80s. And it's a really amazing homage. And the opening credit sequence is really cool. Makes my heart beat faster. If you get lost on a desert island, would you make dress with plants or remain naked? I would probably. Is this the same island with the? I don't want to be walking around naked with some dick philosopher. Yeah, I'd probably make some banana pants or something. Depends how hot it is. If it's 35 degrees, I'd take those banana pants right off. Go naked. Do you have any advice for people who are not really self-confident? Well, yeah, people say don't worry what other people think, but that's really difficult because most people care what other people think. Find out what you're really good at, because everyone's really good at something. Or just find something that you really love doing, and just do that all the time. And then it will make you feel better about yourself, and people will want to be around you. And you'll probably, if you like painting and that's the thing that you're good at, but you don't like talking to people, just paint, and then you'll be around other people who paint probably, and you'll make friends that way, and it will work out. But yeah, try not to care what other people think of you. Says the guy with the top knot. Would you rather go to Narnia or Hogwarts? Well, I've been to Hogwarts, and it was pretty cool, but I don't think I want to go there as a student because it sounds dangerous. The stairs are always moving around, making it difficult for you to get to your lessons. And also, if you're not in Gryffindor, every year you're like, what the fuck? Dumbledore at the end, you've been studying really hard, you've just been putting your head down trying to get your owls or whatever they're called, and then getting house points, and Dumbledore just goes, oh, by the way, I've got some extra points to give out. 5 million points for Gryffindor at the end. What's that about? I'd be pissed off. Go somewhere else. So yeah, let's try Narnia. I've never been there. It's cold, isn't it? Oh no, wait. That's because of the Ice Queen. Or whatever she's called. So now it's hot. Yeah, I'll go there. Sounds nice. Talking beavers. What is your opinion on veganism and why do you think it's either good or bad? It's good. Everyone should do it. We all need to be vegans eventually, but it's tricky. I'm not even a vegan right now, I'm a vegetarian. And yeah. It's about me. Give it a go. It's really hard. But we all need to eat less meat because basically if you have a cow and you feed it 100 calories, four of them will get into you when you eat the cow. So 96% of the energy that you give a cow is wasted. So that's not great when you're trying to feed the amount of people that are on the planet. There's too much wastage of energy, and that's basically what's the whole problem with climate change at the minute. Energy is being displaced and moved around. That's the one way to think about global warming that is actually, it can change the way that you perceive what's actually happening. It's energy. Ooh, what's going on here? It's too much energy being trapped, and then that in the atmosphere, and then that energy has to go somewhere, and so it's released as massive storms and things like that. So yeah, we need to conserve a little bit more. And it takes like 17,000 litres of water to make 1 kilo of pork, I think, which is crazy. That's like all the water that you would use in a year. Probably. my science is. I haven't fact checked any of this, but I'm definitely right. Do you plan on seeing Suicide Squad? Yes, I do. I want to see what Jared Leto's Joker's like. I worked with him once, and he's like super intense actor, really good, and yeah, I imagine he's done a crazy job with that. Literally a crazy job. How is the set of The Last Kingdom? Literally, the set is wicked. They've built these amazing sets, and they're all in the same place. There's a village near where our sets are, and the village that we've built. I did it. The village that they've built is bigger than the actual village where the real people live. And also, how is the set? Everyone's really nice. Everyone's really lovely. What did you do when what do you do when you're stressed? Oh, I don't handle it very well. Get really flustered and then go. What? I did want to get a tattoo once of just of a face going, because that's what I look like when I'm pissed off. And when you get pissed off, you feel like you have the right to be pissed off, and like because you're just feeling something so intense. I just wanted to get, like, even on my hand, just that tattoo, so I look down, I just see that face and think, oh, actually, you're just being an asshole. Try and do some meditation, maybe. What do you do when you're stressed? Breathe, just breathe. Remember you're alive. Would you rather lose all your old memories or never be able to make new ones? That's not a great choice. Basically, that's like saying, would you like to just be you now forever? Or not? Would you like to be you now for the rest of your life, or would you like to be a whole new person? So, I think I'd just rather be me. This is like the hologram thought. I could just think about this for too long. But then I'm going to be like, well, that'd be good, because then when I'm like 80 years old, I'll still think that I'm 24. Am I 24? I'm 24. Yeah, keep my old memories. And then I can be maybe a bit lovable. Like, oh, I've never met you before. We've been married for 30 years. Oh. Which is more important, happiness or intelligence? Happiness is more important, probably. But intelligence is good too. Once you know something, it's different. You can't unknow it. Then people get unhappy that way. It's like ignorance is bliss, but then once you're not ignorant, I don't think anyone would want to go back to the bliss of ignorance. You know what I mean? Once you get smart, then even if it makes you unhappier because you realise that things are worse than you thought they were. Like when you grow up, would you want to be a kid forever? Would you want to just be a kid and not ever, like, understand that death happens, and you probably just want to learn some stuff? What's your favourite and least favourite thing about the internet? Favourite thing, any information you want, anytime you want. Least favourite thing, it's ruining our minds. We're becoming addicted to it. Everyone's on their phones all the time. I'm talking into a laptop using my phone, which is cool, but also like, you need to get out there and look at some trees. Yeah, that's my least favourite thing, I think. Yeah, just my concentration isn't as good as it was. I read a book and then I see a word and be like, oh, I wonder what that... Look that up, and then suddenly I'm just looking at pictures of dogs or something. If you could talk to yourself from 5 years ago for just 30 seconds, what would you tell him? Run! I'd say, I'd probably just say, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Whatever you're worried about now, it's going to be fine. How old was I? I was 19. What was I doing? Mincing about. Worrying about things. Just say, don't worry. But then, also, if I said don't worry, then maybe I would have lived a different life and I wouldn't be here now. So I probably wouldn't say anything. I just watch from afar as I embarrassed myself. My 19-year-old self embarrassed himself massively. And I just go, oh, you idiot. What are you wearing? Why are you doing that? Stop talking. When you took your 3 months hiatus from social media, what did you fill your time? I've sort of said that already. I did have more time in my day though, definitely. But it was mainly the thing of not thinking about like, oh, I should put that online, which is, I don't know if that's healthy. Or maybe that's just the world that we live in now and I should stop worrying about it. Excuse me. If you had the means, money, capabilities to explore a planet, which one would it be? I could go to one of the close ones like Mars, I suppose, but I think probably I'd go to one of the ones that Kepler has discovered that's like Earth. The Kepler telescope that's found all the Earth, the ones that are in the Goldilocks band, which is when it's close enough to a sun to be warm enough to, and then there's water as well. So basically, it's like Earth. And I'd want to go to the one that's most like Earth and see if there's any little creatures living in the oceans. Are you more like a nature, landscapes, fresh air, lake person, or a crowded city, shops, cabs, and Wi-Fi, mate? Question mark. I spend more time crowded city, shops, cabs, and Wi-Fi, but I'd like to think I'm more a nature, landscapes, fresh air, lakes person. I like getting outdoors, but I don't do it enough. We should all, here's another rule, everybody once a month should have their bare foot in contact with the actual living ground. So if you're feeling weird, just put your feet on the actual ground, because we walk around in shoes all the time on concrete and we never actually come into contact with the actual earth. So we should all do that once a month and, you know, hug a dog. Hug a dog and tell someone that you love them. Strangers, just go up to strangers and tell them that you love them. With a big dog in your hands and barefoot, you won't get arrested. Did you ever figure out the logic behind Terminator? No, there's no logic behind Terminator. For those of, you know, the weird loop where John Connor came back to, John Connor's father came back to save John Connor's mother, but if he hadn't come back, he would have never had the baby with John Connor's mother that was John Connor in the future. So how did John Connor ever get born the first time? His dad had to come back first to save him and also to give birth, you know, to conceive him. Holograms. We're all holograms. One virtue. Oh, no, I'm going to run out of battery. You have to bear with me while I do this because I'm not starting again. The question was one virtue and one flaw. Which is actually, thinking about it, quite an intense question. One virtue. I think I'm a kind person, generally. I like to think that I'm a kind person. One flaw of yours? I don't have patience. I can't. I'm not patient enough. I need to learn how to be more patient. How many times do you brush your teeth every day? Twice, like normal. How many times do you brush your teeth? DE forever. My life DE. Who's DE? What is that? Is that like a... I don't know what that means. That was the username of the person. DE forever. I don't know. Is that dentist? Is she a dentist? DE, yeah. My life dentist. I don't know. What was your last dream about? I dreamt that I was on a pier and there were all these like lollipops, but they had spiny octopi on the top of them, little tentacle guys, orange guys, and I was trying to eat them, but they were like aliening me and going on my face, and they had like horrible pincer mouths at the bottom of them, like beaks. Sounds like it was a nightmare, actually. I think it was a nightmare. Oh, now this is going to run out of battery as well. I think my one flaw is being absolutely incapable of making a smooth and succinct video on my laptop. And this is going to put, when I plug this in, and then like things are going to pop up on my laptop and the video is probably going to stop recording. Ugh. Be honest, do you like it or not, really, when fans recognise you in the street and ask for a picture? I do like that, actually, because it doesn't actually happen that much. And when it does, it's really nice. I just like meeting people and stuff. So, oh no, it's done the thing. Laptop's gone mental. Yeah, so if you do see me, don't worry, I will stop and say hello and stuff. And I like interacting that way. Real life. Are you drinking coffee while answering all these questions? No, because if I was, I would be giving really jittery, stuttery, terrible answers. What do you think of Brexit? God, not good. Someone asked, I think one of the later questions is also, what do you think about Trump or Clinton? And talk about politics. But I think symbolically, those sorts of, like, Trump getting in, even if he's speaking to the lower class, working class Americans who are basically just, there's no industry and there's no jobs, and he's appealing to that. He's also like a billionaire, racist, misogynistic demagogue, and even if Brexit, like, even if you thought that Brussels was corrupt and all the regulations and stuff, we didn't need them, we didn't be sending the money to the EU, symbolically, they're like a victory for evil, basically, I think, because it just in the story of humanity, what is it going to symbolise? That we left the EU, that we decided to segregate ourselves, and Trump wants to build a wall, like, those sorts of things I think are not good. We all have a little Trump inside of us who says terrible things. Life is about making that Trump smaller and smaller and being a good person. If you let the Trump get big, look at what big Trump looks like. He's just like money. Bleh. He's horrible. He might even sue me for this video if he sees it, Or call me a loser or something. He should take some ayahuasca or something. I did this thing the other day. I did a meditation about anger and about releasing. I'm such a hippie, but like, just bear with me. About releasing anger, and you rather than when you have that feeling, you're like, you pursue that feeling and go with it. And actually, this thing was saying that anger isn't a feeling; it's stopping you from feeling. It's a sensation, but it's not an emotion. And if you just sit with the anger and let it pass, once it's passed, then you realize what you were angry about, and actually it's something underneath, like, I feel lonely, or I'm, whatever it is in your life, I'm lonely, or nobody loves me, or whatever it is. And Trump needs to do that. And just see what's really getting him down. Because he can't be real. It can't be real. He must be unhappy somehow. Are you more of a dog or a cat person? Dogs. Cats. I have got a cat. Well, my family's got a cat. It doesn't really love us. Do you believe in reincarnation? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I saw a pretty convincing story. There's a Snap Judgment podcast is amazing, and there was a story about a detective who did some past life regression therapy, which he is totally averse to. He's not the sort of guy who would ever believe in that sort of thing, and he went back to a very specific life that he then found he was a painter, and he found the painting that he actually painted in real life by this really obscure artist, and he read his whole diary and all of these things that he recorded in his session when he thought that he was a painter in the 18th century or whatever. All of these, he said, you know, me and my wife, we can't have babies because she's barren or something, and then he found the diary of the person he thought he was and read the diary, and all of the things that he was trying to disprove what he'd seen, but actually he just proved it, and now he believes in reincarnation. So that sort of thing is like, that's weird. Maybe there is, maybe we do live again. Do you have any hair tips for us? Let it just grow, let it grow long. This is Diggy forever again. Maybe she's not a dentist. Just, do you have any hair tips? Yeah, just let it grow and wash it so you don't smell. Imagine you'd have 2 minutes and all the people around the world would be listening. What would you tell them? I just ramble like this and just talk nonsense. I've been talking for 31 minutes. So, if I had 2 minutes, I'd just say be nice to each other. So big ticks. Do you think being a main part in a movie can improve your career better than being a main part in a show would? As in a TV show, not anymore. TV's on a par. Watch Mr. Robot, it's so good. Did you know that the Pokemon app is stealing people's personal information via the privacy policy no one actually reads? That's true. That's why I stopped playing it. I played it for like a day and then it's just pigeons everywhere. I played it so much in that day that by the end of the day I saw an actual pigeon and I tried to catch it with my phone. So that's why I should stay off my phone. Yeah, Google might be trying to film the inside of your houses or something. What's his name? Oliver Stone, who's made the film about Snowden. He says that they're data mining us, and be wary. Be wary of people who want to have your information. Are you going to watch the Olympics? Yeah, I don't really have a choice watching the Olympics. You just do watch the Olympics, don't you? Although, like, I hope it's a good thing for Rio. I hope it's a good, like, because every time that same thing with London, like, they just displace people, and in order to have that work and all those people coming in, you have to sort of push the locals aside, and I don't like that side of it, but you know, run quick. Trump or Clinton? There you go. Obviously, Clinton. I mean, whatever you think about her, it's a choice between. He's so mean. He's just mean. He's not a nice person. What about the thing about this? Just insulting the father of the dead soldier. He just, in that interview, he was asked, "Have you made any sacrifices?" And he said, "Oh, sure, yeah, I've made plenty of sacrifices." And he compared having a business to losing a son. Basically, is what he did. And I understand he's like trying not to seem weak, but I think that is the worst thing that you can do, is refuse to show any weakness. It's not even weakness, it's being a human. If someone asked me, have I made sacrifices in my life compared to losing a son, fighting in Iraq? No, I haven't. I haven't done anything like that. That's being a hero. I haven't done anything on that level. And it's okay to admit that, Mr. Trump. Don't have to be an asshole about everything. God. Which is your most recent favourite song? I like this song called Ghost Rider it's a cover. The cover's by Anna Calvi. It was used in a play that I saw, and it's really cool. It's really cool. What fictional world would you want to live in, and why? What fictional... Oh, right, like in your book. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that one. for some reason. I'll come back to you when I've had a thought. What was the movie you saw and cried a lot? What was the movie you saw and cried a lot? Well, I cry at most films. Any film I'll cry at, pretty much. If you give me, give me no reason. What was the last one? I cried at I cried at Midnight Special. I wish that was real. Where that little kid is like, you know, it's basically alien angels looking after us or watching us, and they have like a super techie world, and they all look like they're vegans. They live in like sort of swooshy buildings and with little vegetable patches on the top of their, and they're made of, you know, pure energy. So that's cool. That made me cry. I wanted to be there. Victoria, I just saw. That made me cry. Do you think that aliens exist? Perfect follow-up question. Yes, I do think aliens exist. It just seems like in all those billions and billions and billions and billions of planets, that we're the only one that's gotten anything. Seems dubious. There might be, you know, some little guys swimming in the methane oceans of Europa. I think they're methane. Who knows? But I wish they'd hurry up and get here. Do you like spending more time alone or more time around people? Guys, you end up spending quite a lot of time alone when you're on a job. It just sort of happens because it's sort of a solitary world, actually, staying in hotels and stuff. And I do like that, but I try and not do it for too long, because then you forget how to talk to people. Have you ever had a "why did I say that" moment? Case in point, I couldn't even say "are you joking?" Yeah, I have one probably once every hour. All the time. God. Sometimes I wake up from sleeping, like, and I think about something that I said like 7 years ago, and it still bothers me. I need to let that shit go. How did you keep yourself look so young? Blood of the innocents. I'm only 24, so I just keep myself looking young by being so young. Are you going to watch the Olympics? Do you get really angry at times? What makes you feel angry? Yeah, I do get angry. Everybody gets angry. What makes me feel angry? Littering. Fucking littering makes me so angry. Stop littering. Why are you doing it? I got in a fight, I almost got in a fist fight with a guy in Toronto who was eating a cornetto, and he took the wrapper off, the ice creamy wrapper, and just went and threw it on the floor, and it went like that, slap, literally went on the floor, and I went, "Are you fucking joking?" And he was like, "No, I'm not joking." What did he say? I was like, "Whatever, man." He was like, "Yeah, that is whatever. It is whatever." I'm like, "We all have to live on this." I said something like, "We all have to live on the same planet, man." And he was like, he said something so stupid, like, well, you know, if I don't throw litter on the ground, who's going to pick it up? It's really job creation for like all the dustbin men or something. And I wanted to smack that ice cream out of his hand so hard. It would have been amazing, but I didn't, because A, it's wrong, and B, actually the reason I didn't is because I was too scared, and I would have totally done it if I wasn't scared. And then I obviously, like, I had 10,000 things to say to him, but he'd already gone. That's all I had to say to him at the time. I think one of the questions is if you had a superpower. My superpower would be to have the comeback that I want to say ready and not get it 2 days later and go, "Ha ha, but, oh shit, it's Tuesday now. Damn it, they've gone." What happens if Trump is elected? You spelt it with an F, and that's actually sort of right. Trump, because his name used to be Donald Drumpf. Well, not him, but his family name is Drumpf, and he is a Drumpf. Total Trump. If he's elected, who knows? I saw something on CNN about how he asked in three times in an hour with having a meeting with a um, expert on foreign affairs. Well, can we use nuclear weapons? I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's your favourite quote from The Simpsons? In the one where Homer gets married in Vegas and he's got 2 wives and he goes, "Oh man, I thought having 2 wives would be great." He's in Moe's. He's like, "Oh man, I thought having 2 wives would be great." And Moe goes, "Nah, you're thinking of a man with 2 knives." And Carl's like, "I got to tell you, this is great." I like that. What is your favourite black and white movie? How the Harold Lloyd one where he climbs a building? I can't remember what it's called. The one where he's hanging off the clock tower. Oh, and that's the last question. I did answer all the questions that I picked. Sorry if I didn't answer your question. And this is taking 41 minutes. I'm going to press stop now, and hopefully this video won't disappear. I have to do it again. Okay. Bye-bye. Godspeed. I'll speak to you all soon.